Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. On Tuesday, the United States vetoed an Arab-backed and widely supported UN resolution demanding an immediate humanitarian ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war. The vote in the 15-member Security Council was 13-1, with the United Kingdom abstaining, reflecting the strong support from countries around the globe for ending the more than 4-month war. It was the third U.S. veto of a Security Council resolution demanding a ceasefire in Gaza and came one day after the United States circulated a rival resolution that would support a temporary ceasefire in Gaza linked to the release of all hostages and a call for the lifting of all restrictions on the delivery of humanitarian aid. The defeated Arab-backed resolution would have demanded an immediate humanitarian ceasefire to be respected by all parties, which implies an end to the war. According to Russian officials, political prisoner and activist Alexei Navalny, who was President Vladimir Putin's fiercest foe, died on Friday. Russian Federal Penitentiary Service reported Navalny felt sick after a walk last Friday and lost consciousness at the penal colony where he was serving a 19-year sentence. An ambulance arrived, but he couldn't be revived. Praise for Navalny's bravery poured in from Western leaders and others opposing Putin. U.S. President Joe Biden said Washington doesn't know exactly what happened, but, quote, "there is no doubt that the death of Navalny was a consequence of something Putin and his thugs did," end quote. Besides his wife, he is survived by a son and a daughter. Former President Donald Trump and the Trump Organization must pay $354 million in fines in their New York civil fraud case. The judge issued the long-awaited ruling, which also bars them from seeking loans from financial institutions in New York for a period of 3 years, and includes a 3-year ban on Trump serving as an officer or director of any New York corporation. The order also bans Trump's 2 oldest sons, Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr., from serving as an officer or director of any New York corporation or legal entity for 2 years. They must pay more than $4 million apiece, including interest. The judge determined that Trump, top officials at the Trump Organization, and his companies submitted blatantly false financial data to accountants in order to borrow more money at more favorable interest rates. The ruling is one of the largest corporate sanctions in New York history. Trump has vowed to appeal. 2 men have been charged with murder for last week's deadly shooting at the Super Bowl victory parade in Kansas City. A woman died and 22 others were injured during the shooting, which police said stemmed from 2 men arguing. The charged men, identified as Dominic Miller and Lindell Mays, were both shot and wounded during the incident. 2 teenagers were also charged last week for resisting arrest and gun violations. At a press conference on Tuesday, prosecutors said that the 2 men had been charged with second-degree murder, 2 counts of armed criminal action, and unlawful use of a weapon. A pesticide that is linked to infertility in animals is showing up in an overwhelming majority of oat-based foods sold in the United States. This includes popular cereal brands Quaker Oats and Cheerios. According to a new study by the Environmental Working Group, the chemical chlormequat was detected in 77 of 96 urine samples taken from 2017 to 2023. Chlormequat can damage the reproductive system and disrupt fetal growth in animals, which brings up the question whether it could also harm humans. The pesticide was found in 92% of oat-based foods sold in May 2023, including Quaker Oats and Cheerios. A spokesperson for General Mills said in a statement, quote, "Food safety is always our top priority at General Mills, and we take care to ensure our food is prepared and packaged in the safest way possible," end quote. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
Meet James. He was surprised to find out that he has elevated blood pressure, which could turn into high blood pressure. So he talked with his doctor about a healthy path to get his numbers down. He quit smoking, which makes a big difference for his overall heart health. He also cut down on salt by watching out for high sodium on food labels and added a 30-minute walk 5 days a week to his routine. These healthy steps weren't easy, but lowering his blood pressure was worth it. Learn more about his healthy path.
Welcome back. Braintree will try again to enter the state's school building program to replace or renovate Braintree High School. The school committee voted to authorize School Superintendent James Lee to submit a statement of interest to the Massachusetts School Building Authority. Superintendent Lee said this will be the 6th time in 6 years that the town has submitted an application for the half-century-old high school building. The authority will announce in December the project it accepts, but competition is expected to be intense again this year for School Building 8. In 2023, 63 projects from 52 school districts were submitted to the authority. There were 20 that were accepted. The space planned for a new Amazon Fresh grocery store has been in the works for some time now in Braintree. At the Marketplace Shopping Center between Nordstrom Rack and Ulta, there seems to be a store on the cusp of opening. But when looking inside the space, dirt still covers the concrete flooring of the 37,500 square foot space, meaning not much has been changed in the last year. An Amazon spokesperson told the Patriot Ledger, quote, "We'll continue to open new Whole Foods Market stores and will do so selectively with Amazon Fresh as we see results we like. We're encouraged by early signs of our new store design in Chicago and Southern California and will proceed adaptively," end quote. Braintree issued a building permit for the site at 200 Grossman Drive on September 3, 2021. If you've been itching to get out on the golf course, then you're in luck. Braintree area golfers were able to get out on the range this past weekend despite cold temps. Golf Lounge 18, an entertainment-based premium indoor golfing facility, opened its 8th location at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree. Officials said Golf Lounge 18 utilizes indoor simulator bays to provide a unique experience for both experienced golfers and newbies. The location will have 13 golf simulator bays featuring 250 different golf courses to choose from, and will offer lessons with PGA professionals and various golf leagues for men, women, and children. Starting at $35 per hour, you can reserve golf bays, which can accommodate up to 6 golfers. Guests can bring their own clubs or use those supplied by the facility. The Braintree Parks and Recreation Department are still selling tickets for a field trip to see the Boston Celtics play the Detroit Pistons at TD Garden. The event on March 18th is available to residents of all ages, and seats will be located in the top shelf bar seating area. The trip will include round-trip transportation to and from the garden, and buses will depart from the town hall at 5:30 p.m. Tickets are $90, and you can buy them now on the Parks and Rec website at braintreerec.com. Thanks for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
It's that time of the year again, flu season. Getting vaccinated against the flu and COVID-19 can help keep you, your family, and your community healthy. You can even get both vaccines at the same time. Visit mass.gov/flushot to learn more.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. Big Y supermarkets are warning shoppers that credit card skimming devices were found at several of their supermarkets in Massachusetts. The supermarket chain said a skimming device was found at a single terminal at supermarkets in St. James, Springfield, Chicopee, Northampton, Ware, Southbridge, Worcester, Milford, Wilbraham, and Ludlow. The devices were inserted sometime between December 19th and January 12th. Big Y said all of the terminals have since been inspected, and the company is working with police. The supermarket chain is now asking all shoppers to check their bank or credit card statements for any suspicious activity. Boston could be the next city to propose a flat fee for drivers to enter downtown during business hours. The idea was proposed by Boston City Councilor Tanya Fernandez Anderson in the council's meeting last week, where she said it could help alleviate traffic congestion and improve air quality in urban areas. The idea comes from cities like New York, which is slated to launch its congestion fees starting in mid-June of this year. In New York City, any cars entering the Central Business District below Central Park will have to pay a flat rate toll of $15. There is no firm proposal yet on where drivers could face a toll or even what the price could be. Last Friday, Emmanuel Lopez, the man accused of murdering Weymouth police officer Sergeant Michael Chesna and Vera Adams, was found guilty of murder. Cheers erupted from the packed courtroom after the verdict was read. Cindy Chesna, the wife of Michael Chesna, thanked the jury and everyone who supported the family throughout the process. It was the second trial for Lopez after a mistrial was declared last year, when the jury was unable to reach a verdict after a 3-week trial that included thousands of pieces of evidence. Jurors in the second trial also struggled to reach a verdict, as they indicated they were wrestling with questions about Lopez's mental health. The jury returned on the 6th day with the guilty verdict. Lopez's sentencing is scheduled for March 19th. The city of Quincy has some big plans on the way for the celebration of Quincy's 400th anniversary in 2025. Preliminary plans were released by the city, and so far, the events include a major concert series, museum exhibits, public lectures, and school programming. Quincy Mayor Tom Cokes, Chief of Staff Chris Walker, said concert events would feature acts able to fill the 7,000-seat Veterans Stadium. He briefed city councilors on initial plans during a council meeting on February 12th as part of a request to transfer $600,000 from the city's hotel and motel account to a fund for the Quincy 400th celebration. The council voted unanimously to approve the funding request. Walker said that the administration would update councilors with a firm and detailed event calendar before the session ends in June. With the presidential primary election on the way in March, there are some registration deadlines to keep an eye out for to make sure you can vote. Massachusetts residents who wish to participate in the presidential primary must register no later than February 24th. Exceptions to this deadline are made for new citizens who can register to vote in person at their local election office by 4 p.m. the day before the election. Proof must be provided of their naturalization ceremony taking place after the general deadline. Registration will be accepted online, by mail, or in person. The Secretary of State's office encourages applying 2 to 3 weeks before Election Day to ensure enough time to receive the ballot and mail it back. Polling places are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Thanks for watching Braintree today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment.
Hi, I'm Tom Lyons, a retired captain from the Quincy Fire Department and the author of the book Fighting Fire, A Proactive Approach. Let's talk portable electric space heater safety. These heaters must not be left unattended. Place them on a stable base 3 feet from combustibles. Their use is not recommended within a bedroom, but if you must do so, place a smoke detector on the ceiling within the bedroom. Plug a portable space heater directly into the outlet, avoiding extension cords. Thus, do not use lamp cords or power strips for this purpose. Are portable, unvented propane and oil-filled heating appliances safe to use within a residence? No. Massachusetts prohibits their use. These heaters produce asphyxiant gases. These gases can render an occupant incapacitated or dead. Please consider your safety during these upcoming colder months.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. With Black History Month underway, it's a wonderful time to look at varying stories, perspectives, and messages conveyed through art. Here are 3 movie recommendations for you to watch. First, 12 Years a Slave follows Solomon Northup, a free black man from upstate New York who is kidnapped and sold into slavery in the South. Subjected to the cruelty of one malevolent owner, he also finds unexpected kindness from another, as he struggles continually to strive and maintain some of his dignity. Then in the 12th year of the disheartening ordeal, a chance meeting with an abolitionist from Canada changes Solomon's life forever. The film stars Chiwetel Ejiofor, and you can watch 12 Years a Slave now on Hulu. Next, Get Out follows a young African-American man who visits his white girlfriend's parents for the weekend, where his simmering uneasiness about their reception of him eventually reaches a boiling point. The film is directed by Jordan Peele and stars Daniel Kaluuya. You can watch Get Out now on Amazon Prime. Finally, Passing takes place in New York in the 1920s and follows a Black woman who finds her world upended when her life becomes intertwined with a former childhood friend who's passing as white. The film stars Tessa Thompson, and you can watch Passing now on Netflix. That'll do it for news today. Remember, if you're a customer of Verizon, you can watch BCAM TV in high definition on channel 2128. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll see you next time.